from Delhi to Mumbai, I think, was not planned in my case. Initially, I never thought of becoming an actor. I was always into studies. I was a very, very studious kid. I was into dance, but I never thought that would ever help me in life. I was doing my BTech when just randomly some people told me that, you've got a great height, I think you should try for modeling. And my first reaction was like, I don't want to become a model. And then in my head I thought, why not? I can try. Like, if nothing else, it will just be an experience. I think so many times we shy away from a lot of things because we start thinking about future and how it's going to help us and how it'll be useful or not useful.
I feel like when you don't come from a film background, it takes you way longer unless and until you get really lucky and you get to work with certain directors who just take out the best in you in the first go. Initially I think it took me time to make people realize who I was, to put a name and face together. You always have people around you giving you feedback and sort of ideas and whatever. So a lot of people told me that, now stop doing these small town roles and you've done too many of them, I can't see you in them anymore. But my point is, if there's a great script in front of me and there's a great character and there's a story that I would love to be a part of, should I leave it because it's in a small town? Why? It doesn't make sense. When someone's saying something from a genuine place of, concern about you or whatever, and you take that feedback. But I feel, I don't believe in changing your personality just to be in front of people a certain way. I don't believe in faking it. Sometimes people say that, don't behave this way or be a little more like this. I feel like you have to be yourself. You can't because if you fake it now, you have to fake it all your life.
Yeah, of course.
And if you're acting in real life and you're acting on screen,
I think sometimes you just need to just go out there and try things. That's when you realize what you like, what you don't. So I started modeling and I started getting a lot of TV commercials. I had never done anything related to acting before that. So I didn't know whether I could or not. And while I was doing the TV commercials, which don't require too much of acting, but I felt I enjoyed it. I felt I enjoyed the shooting process. I had the opportunity of working with a few directors like Jaypee and all during my TV commercial period, where they sort of encouraged me and they said, you have that acting thing in you, so just explore it, don't let it just go and see what you like, see if you like it. And I did, and I moved to Mumbai after I completed my BTech. I had 3 job offers in my hand. It was a little hard to convince my parents, but I think they've always supported me, which is the reason why I am here today. So yeah, that was my move from Delhi to Mumbai. I wasn't I was starting out, and I didn't have any particular thing in mind that, okay, this is how I want to start. I got a great opportunity down south in Telugu opposite Mahesh Babu, and I think with me the best things have really come out of the blue suddenly. It's never been planned. It's like, I sometimes feel you do choose films, but sometimes the films do choose you. That particular film, they were already shooting with another actor, and there were some issues, and suddenly they were looking for a newcomer. And it came to me and I grabbed the opportunity, and it was a great experience. I think a lot of people keep asking me, what is the difference, between working in Telugu film industry and working in Hindi film industry? And genuinely, I didn't really find a difference except for the language. Except I can obviously chat a lot more on set when I'm working in Hindi film industry, because I connect with the language, and where I had to really use my memory skills that engineering gave me to mug up the dialogues, because I didn't know the language. But apart from that, I think both the industries and people working are equally passionate, equally into their job, wanting to make something beautiful, something magical. And in fact, the technicians, I feel, are working all across, Hero Panti, the whole cameraman department, the whole DOP department was Telugu. So I genuinely felt like there was no difference, but thankfully I did get to experience both the worlds. with their slight differences and similarities. And it really taught me a lot very early in my career. So I'm glad for that. My director was such that he used to change dialogues on set. And after a point, he told me, "You have gotten 87% in BTech, which is why I've taken you. You have great memory." So I think that becomes a bit difficult at times because you don't know what you're saying and you can't improvise at all. I never planned on becoming an actor earlier. I've never really done workshops or done theatre to actually learn. And my learning has more or less been on my job. So I think through the films that I have done till now, I've slowly tried to find what works for me, what doesn't work for me, what is my method, what is my process. Initially, I realized that I can't maybe dig into an emotion that I have experienced at some point in my life and get it here. That's something I'm sure of. I had heard that people sort of think of something that they've gone through and someone who died in their family and the feeling that they went through, and they start crying there and then. I tried it didn't happen. I used to sometimes fight with my mom in the vanity and I'm in a very bad mood and I come on the set but I can't get that back. So I realized that doesn't happen with me. For me, what works more is to be where I am right now as the character. To go back and think what the character has gone through, where the character is coming from, what kind of a person she is. I think when I try and zone myself in all that, it works for me way more. I felt as a person, maybe somebody told me there's a difference between being emotional and being sentimental. When you're emotional, it's way deeper. You don't let go of the feelings too soon. When you're sentimental, you cry at the drop of a hat. You get affected immediately, but you can also sleep over things. You can also move on. I think I'm more sentimental, which is why this sort of spontaneous and on the spot and feeling it in the moment kind of works for me more. But again, this is also something I have sort of learned through the years. I think one film that did make me grow a lot, although the film didn't work, I would say, is Rabta. Purely because I think that was the first time I really prepared a lot. I had the time to prep for a character. Before that, I didn't get the time to prep for any character. The character was a little complex, a little layered. I had someone who was pushing me, through finding myself and breaking the way I think. So, Shahrukh also once told me that there's no right way of doing a scene. There can be many ways. It's what you look at and how you choose. So I think I've over the time started thinking differently. When I approach a scene, there is always one direct way of approaching it, which is the most obvious way. But then as an actor, you also want to do something exciting and something different in it. So you keep thinking constantly and find, okay, how else can I say this, which is not very generic. I think I try and find that in every scene. So far that's been what I know of my process. I hope I figured out more.